Good morning and welcome to Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York. My name is Ben Whitmer and I use he, him pronouns. Before we enter into worship time together, there are a few announcements we want to share with you about our community here at UUCY. If you have come to UUCY today with children, we are delighted to have you. After our time for all ages this morning, we will sing our children and youth out so they can go downstairs with their teachers for religious education classes. Our nursery is always available for children aged 4 and younger. Register for RE today at uucy.org/registration so that we may get to know and support your family. You may have noticed some changes in the back of our order of service. There are some important announcements listed here and one we forgot. Coffee hour will take place in our carriage house today after service this morning in order to allow folks to view some of the new artwork featured this month by UUCY member Susan Darling. Another thing is that it is time, if there are any items that you have on the Spirit Work bulletin board, it is time to take them home because we need to make some new room for new things. For a full list of announcements, information for newcomers, or for details about our beliefs and values, please scan the QR codes with your phone camera. If you've never scanned a QR code before, don't hesitate to ask for help. We're all very helpful around here. Now that we've addressed business, let's begin to turn our attention to worship. Whoever you are, whoever you love, we're glad your faith journey has brought you here today. The mission of this congregation is to nurture a loving community, inspire lifelong spiritual and personal growth, and act for a better world. We welcome you all for joining us in person or online. If you are joining us for the first time, please visit our welcome desk to fill out a visitor card or send an email to visitor@uucy.org so we might get to know you better. Let us now mark this time made sacred by our presence by taking a collective breath. Again, welcome to UCY.
Good morning, friends. I am Reverend Christin, your minister at UUCY. We are about to be blessed with surround sound from our choir, and I invite you to enjoy it and look to your order of service for the words if you feel like joining them.
As we light our chalice this morning in the sanctuary, a symbol of our living tradition, those joining us remotely are also invited to light a candle or a chalice of their own. I offer words entitled, Like the First Hint of Green, by Jennifer McGolfin. As the first hint of green begins to peek through the barren ground, as that little sprig grows into a healthy stem, as that stem grows into a stalk and forms a bud, as that bud slowly opens with each new day to form a yellow daffodil, let us be like that first hint of green, renewed by the warmth of the sun's rays and ready to emerge with a new energy, ready to face the day. We light this chalice to bring a glimmer of that warmth into our space.
You would please rise as you are willing and able. Our opening song is Rising Green, number 1068 in your teal hymnals.
Would those who feel young in body or in spirit join me on the rug for a special time for all ages this morning? All right. Come on up. Yeah. So who here among us has to go through their clothes sometimes? Maybe like every year or so. And maybe it's something your parents make you do. Do they make you go through your clothes and things? Maybe even in the springtime? Yeah? I'm wondering, how do you decide what to keep and what to get rid of? Is it maybe because something doesn't fit anymore? Or maybe it's worn out and kind of ratty and old? Or maybe you never wore it anyway? Tell me about what is left in the closet when you're done. Are there older things or newer things or maybe a mixture? Yeah. Switching gears, does anyone remember how long ago this church congregation, UUCY, was started? Some of you may know, some of you may not know yet. When was it? 1955. Who are our math nerds here? How many years is that? Today's 2025. How many years? 69 years, almost 70 years, right? That's amazing. I mean, that's a long time ago. And then, does anybody know when we changed our name from the Unitarian Society of York to Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York? 97. Good. So can we do the math again? 2025 from 1997. 28 years. Yeah. That's like an adulthood, you know? We've really grown up. And think about what those people from 28 years ago and from 70 years ago, think about what they had in their closets. Were their clothes similar to ours? Sometimes, maybe not really. Were they different? Those same people came to the congregation on Sundays, and they sat and they listened to sermons and stories for all ages, and they shared their joys and their sorrows, and they read poetry, and they sang hymns, and they taught their children what they felt was important. The things they believe, their religious ideas, are kind of like the clothes in our closets. Like with our clothes, we really need to look at our beliefs every so often and ask ourselves, did this still fit? Perhaps they're too worn out to wear in public anymore. Maybe there's something we borrowed from someone else that we never really used anyway. We want our beliefs to reflect who we really are on the inside. So we keep the ones that still fit and still work and still have meaning for us when we wear those beliefs like clothes. Like our clothes, we want our beliefs to change a little as we grow and change so that they'll always remain true to who we are. So I am so grateful that you joined me for this time together on our rug. Why don't we all get up and sing so you can go down to your religious education classes?
But before you leave, this is a song that I think we're never going to throw away, and I think you can all help us to sing it. Hands up if you know Happy Birthday. Some really special people have had birthdays this week. Rev. Christin, who is in the headphones back there, Robert, had a birthday. So can we all celebrate, and as the children do leave for their religious education classes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robert. Happy birthday to you. We really have to turn towards celebration as much as possible right now, right? Thank you. Thank you. As we transition into a time to reflect on the stewardship of this congregation, I'm delighted to share that we have received pledges for almost 70% of our goal from a little over 53% of our membership. With 1 week left of our campaign, I invite Dan Fink to come forward and share with us. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Dan Fink, and my wife Shawn and I have been attending for more than 20 years. I've served as an RE teacher and as a member of the board. Every year at this time, we're reminded of all the reasons why it's so important to be as generous as possible with our pledges. And we know all the reasons. Our pledges pay for the high-performing staff that run this place every day. Pledges pay to keep the lights on and the heat on and to take care of our beautiful campus. And every year, the stewardship team works very hard to develop a theme and a message to help inspire us to give. We have a good theme this year. Life is fragile, handle with care. I'm going to be honest, though, this year I'm already feeling pretty motivated to give. All you have to do is read the news. The obscene mistreatment of immigrants, including those right here in York County, the disgusting discrimination in school policies against our LGBTQ neighbors, including right here in York County, the sickening daily dismantling of the federal government. 170 years ago, it was liberal religious voices that worked to abolish slavery, including right here in York County. Members of the Quaker Church in York helped guide escaping slaves through York County. Today, those same liberal religious voices are needed now more than ever. A strong, well-supported UUCY is needed now more than ever. If we can meet our pledge goal this year, we will be better able to meet the moment as a congregation. We can have more people working on protecting immigrants and the LGBTQ folks, more of us advocating for better government and working to reduce climate change, more members to march in protests and run for office. We can start making those things happen with our pledges. If enough of us increase our pledge just a little bit, we can do more to use our collective voice in the community to stand up for what's right. The most important thing is to pledge at whatever level feels right, because life is fragile, handle with care.
I invite you to join us in singing, I'm going to lift my family up. Easy sing. Do it 3 times. We're going to lift our family. Then we're going to lift our neighbors. Then we're going to lift people. Because if we don't lift them up, we don't lift them up. We'll fall down. I'm gonna lift my family up. They are my baby. I'm gonna lift my family up. They are my baby. I'm gonna lift my family up. They are heavy. If I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, I will fall down. Neighbors, I'm gonna lift my neighbors up. They are not heavy. I'm gonna lift my neighbors up. They are
Hello, spring. This past Thursday, our planet shifted into its annual spring equinox position that delivers an experience of equal sunlight and darkness in the northern hemisphere. Regardless of the chaos of the world order, there remains a natural balance to the universe, a promise of the return of the light. Maybe something about that literal balancing of light and dark, followed by the gradual increase of the light, encourages something in our primal bodies to follow suit in the form of spring cleaning. In the Persian Empire, it was traditional to thoroughly clean the home for the Persian New Year of Nowruz, which falls on the first day of spring, a custom that is still observed by many Iranians today. The practice also has links to ancient Jewish culture in the ritual of cleaning the house in the lead up to Passover. In Chinese culture, spring cleaning was traditionally carried out in the days before the Lunar New Year, thought to sweep away bad luck and welcome good fortune into their lives for the coming year. And an ancient Catholic tradition saw the 3 days after Palm Sunday dedicated to cleaning the house and the church on Maundy Thursday, the day before Good Friday. When I think of spring cleaning as a concept, I think of someone with their sleeves rolled up, maybe a bandana on their head, a feather duster in their back pocket, carrying bags and boxes of previously loved items to the trunk or the curb. When I think of that image, I can almost feel the sense of accomplishment, that refreshment of dopamine, that reward hormone, the return of order, the renewal of a space. It feels hopeful and like an all-around great idea until it comes to the doing. I will be honest with you all, spring cleaning, decluttering, or even unpacking and setting up house are all really overwhelming projects for me. I get about as far as the outfit, and then I tend to get stuck. Well, Dana and I recently decided that we needed to ask for help. It's important to know when you need to give yourself some grace and just ask for help. So we hired a professional organizer to come to our apartment and spend a few hours helping us get set up. She was great. She wasn't intimidated or stuck at all when we gave her a tour. And she even named that it's often easier to handle other people's stuff compared to your own. She started in one of our rooms that had a lot of boxes that hadn't yet been unpacked. And after a short time, she emerged with one of the boxes. These things seem to be intended for display on bookshelves, maybe. Can you take a look at them and see if you're ready to set them out yet? I took the box from her, appreciative of the small, manageable task, and began to unwrap the paper from the first item that I picked up from the box. It was an abalone shell with one bundle of sage and one bundle of cedar, both bundles black with ash on one end, both still fragrant with the cleansing scent of sacred smudge. I really felt a roller coaster of emotions, though. The moment I unwrapped the shell, I was delighted to see it back in my life, and then as I held it, I began to feel guilt and sadness, even shame that I'd kept it wrapped and in a box for so long. Who was I as a so-called spiritual leader if I had abandoned my very own spiritual practices and sacred items? What did I really even value? I gently nestled the shell of sage and cedar on top of the crumpled paper of the box and asked the organizer if I could return to that project a bit later. She was very flexible and accommodating. The truth is, spring cleaning is complicated and can be emotional. Going through your things invites you to face what you value and what you cherish and what you surround yourself with. Brené Brown encourages us that we ought to speak to ourselves like we speak to someone we love. How do you fare in that arena? Personally, I don't think I talk as harshly to anyone else as I do to myself. The self-talk that began while I was experiencing the complicated joy and sorrow of holding one of my sacred items was not kind. It was judgmental and inconsiderate of my still fresh multi-state move, my brand new job with big responsibilities, my new apartment with 2 persons things and versus my former bachelorette pad. I didn't just need help with the organizing and the unpacking, I needed help with the attitude. While I took a breather from working alongside the organizer, I considered the many methods out there that I'd heard about that have attempted to help people through the process of resetting, renewing, or restoring order. There's that one-a-day method where you focus on removing one item or one small box or bag of clutter each day. Dedicating a small amount of time each day to decluttering can develop a manageable and sustainable habit. And I appreciate the expansiveness of this method, but I also worry that it could take a lifetime to complete. The 4-box method involves sorting items into 4 categories, such as keep, donate, sell, or trash. As you declutter, you try to keep it rapid fire as you place items into the appropriate box. The goal is to quickly and efficiently identify and dispose of unwanted items. But how do you sort? Isn't there some sort of judgment or assessment that's needed? Marie Kondo's famous KonMari method involves gathering items similarly in 4 categories, including clothing, books, papers, and kimono, meaning miscellaneous items. The KonMari method invites you to hold each item one at a time and ask yourself if it sparks joy. The goal is to cultivate an environment that truly reflects your values and your needs. While I thoroughly enjoyed this Netflix series based on the KonMari method, let me tell you, it just really didn't work for me. It sounds simple, but again, it's really complicated under the surface. Joy is a complicated emotion. We can experience nostalgic joy while remembering some special moment or wanting that object to preserve that feeling. We can feel embodied joy while experiencing joy in the present moment. This might be the concept Marie Kondo was going for. There's also hopeful joy that you might get while you're dreaming into the future, like how you are absolutely certain that you're going to use that old shoebox for a diorama of the Last Supper created only with peeps. That's hopeful joy. And I see you, and I do not judge you. But you also may experience joy commingled with grief, sorrow rooted in joy, making it difficult to discern or identify if an object truly sparks that what might qualify for you as enough joy to hold on to it. It's complicated. And there's another method you may have heard of if you're on social media. And I'm going to go ahead and ask my mother for forgiveness in advance. This method is called the poop rule. Yes, doo-doo. TikToker Becca Carl went fairly viral recently when she shared this humorous piece of advice she received from a therapist she was seeing to help her manage her ADHD symptoms. At the time, Carl was downsizing her home and having a hard time going through and purging items she had accumulated over the years. So her therapist told her to pick up each item in her hands and actually picture, on the thing. Like an old toiletry item or something would be gross, right? She said. Would you wash that off? And the TikToker says, absolutely not. It'd be all in the cracks. Just too much. And then she said, exactly. Now, what about a shirt that you would wear to work a lot? And she responded, yeah, I would definitely wash that and get it taken care of and back to original form. I mean, if nothing else, the kind of visceral nature of that rule or method is very clarifying. It gets us in touch with a different kind of gut reaction, a yuck, right? An extra layer of effort required to revive something to its best life. And it helps you realize how quickly you'd let go of those maybe items if they involved some rather unpleasant work in order to keep them. But maybe it also helps us think about the other metaphor in the room. The stuff I'm talking about, it happens. The it that gets on our stuff, the it that gets on our life, the it that gets on our relationships sometimes. And in every case, we have a decision to make. Are we going to wash it off and bring it back to a restoration place, or is it really just time to go ahead and let it go? While we're approaching the tasks of sweeping out the garage or organizing the pantry or donating old clothes or remodeling the kitchen, it's important to recognize that those are great ways to prepare ourselves for new growth, but cleaning doesn't have to be limited to our physical space. Spring is also a great time to sweep, organize, and declutter our souls. I read about a facilitator who took a group on a hike up Mount Timpamagos in Utah. Along the way, the facilitator asked the group to pick up rocks proportional to what they felt was the amount of emotional pain that they were feeling. Some reached down to grab a baseball-sized stone, and others searched around for something larger, closer to boulder size. One man picked up one that was 15 or 20 pounds, and everyone in the group had found a suitable rock to symbolize their pain. They passed out a big industrial marker and instructed them to write what they were feeling on the rocks themselves. The facilitator never told them to keep the rock, but instinctively, every single one of them put it in their backpacks. Almost everyone had made it to the summit when the facilitator brought it up again. Now, why did you put that pain in your backpack? They answered, I thought I had to carry it with me. After several moments of realization of the depth of that phrase, they gathered on the cliff together, took the rocks out of their backpacks, and spoke to their pain, saying, I see you, and I honor the purpose you have served, before saying goodbye and flinging their pain off the ledge of the cliff in an act of letting go. It may not feel like it's time to let go of certain things yet. And just because there's some crap on your life doesn't mean it's time to throw it off a cliff. Our bodies and our spirits will know when the time is right to let go of what no longer serves us. Just know that you don't have to carry it, whatever it is, with you if it's weighing you down. As you feel all of nature around you bending toward the returning light, may your values begin to become clear. May you begin to recognize your growing edges and opportunities to make room for something new to enter. And in the words of Brené Brown, may you talk to yourself like you talk to someone you love all along the way. Blessed be. May it be so. And amen. Would you please rise in body or in spirit to join in singing number 63, Spring Has Now Unwrapped the Flowers.
We now invite you into generosity as we collect our weekly offering. Each week, we commit to share our offering collection with a community organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner for March is the York Children's Advocacy Center, a local organization that offers a safe place for child abuse victims to receive forensic interviews and forensic medical exams. Their mission is to reduce the trauma of child abuse investigations, foster professional collaboration and cooperation, and promote education and advocacy regarding the prevention of child abuse within the community. The ushers will now collect the offering. If this is your first time visiting with us, please feel free to let the basket pass you by. Your presence is a gift.
Said my father said
Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices if you have lit them with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
As we close our service today, I have to share one of my favorite moments from the professional organizer's time with us was when she called for me while sorting through our closets. So I went back to see what I could do to help her and found her holding 2 of my dresses. Should these go with the Halloween costumes, she asked. And I had to laugh and say, nope. Those are sort of my work clothes. Because I'm a minister, like a real one. And we both laughed. But that's not even the funny part. She said, "Oh, okay. Well, I know this other lesbian who also has a nun costume, and I thought maybe it was a lesbian thing." So it gave us all a laugh, and she really did help us so much. I feel like we're in a better place, and now I know where my work clothes go. I want to also send you off with this encouragement. As the earth calls us to sort through our things and discern and decide what continues to serve us and what no longer serves us, may you gain clarity and compassion for yourselves in the process. May the return of the light warm you and illuminate your way. And may you each find a method or a motivation to help you navigate this journey toward renewal and release. Bless your journeys. May it be so. Amen. And go in peace. Please rise again in body or in spirit to join in a reprise of our centering song, "We Are Alive as the Earth is Alive."
We are alive as the earth is alive. We have the power to stand for our freedom. Yes, we have courage. We are the healers. Like the sun, we shall rise. Yes, we have courage. We are the healers. Like the sun, we shall rise. We are like the sun, we shall rise. Like the sun, we shall rise. Coffee already here,